Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200. In other words, you're going to jail. No, actually, you're about to go into RM land, located in the Wild Bunch, 1218 North Jesse James Road in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Yes, I am Ron McCoy, proprietor of RM Land, and we are about to explore one of the most popular board games that has ever been created. Yes, I am Ron McCoy, proprietor of this place called RM Land, which continues to expand and improve, but RM Land started to very humble beginnings on Sunday, October 12, 2025, and the same can be said about Monopoly. You may be surprised to find out that Monopoly started in a way that was extremely humble and eventually became the game Monopoly that we know in the year 2026. And we are going to explore those humble beginnings and the progression to the present day Monopoly game. To do that, we are going to head into a turn of the century arcade, and we are going to peer into the magic Mutoscope. Monopoly was created in 1903 by Lizzie McGee as the landlord's game to demonstrate the negative aspects of land monopolies.
McGee was fascinated by the progressive economic theories of Henry George, believing that land should be publicly owned and not exploited by landlords.
In the landlord's game, published in 1906, players started on Mother Earth, passed Lonely Lane, did time at Beggarman's Court and Rickety Row, got fleeced by the Slam Bang Trolley, and paid food and clothing taxes in the Absolute Necessity Squares. The game's social critique was obvious enough that some university professors used it in their classrooms. It was also fun to play, and its popularity spread.
Builders buy properties and build houses and charged rent to bankrupt opponents. Sound familiar? McGee's game was intended to illustrate the evils of unchecked capitalism.
In the 1800s, millions of people lived in poverty while rich plutocrats controlled most property and paid almost no taxes. Reformer Henry George proposed remedying these inequalities with a single tax on land. Many followers, including the family of Elizabeth McGee, embraced his ideas. She carried his cause into the 20th century and even led his supporters, who called themselves Georgists, after his death.
McGee, a staunch feminist and anti-capitalist, grew up in the Gilded Age, a time of robber barons and monopolies on railroads, steel, oil, and other industries. The rich were only getting richer.
In her 1904 patent, McGee mentioned alternative rules for the landlord's game that some players preferred. These variations, such as not stopping the game after 5 times around the board and foregoing the option to buy properties before the game began, became popular as a variant known as Monopoly. John Heap of Altoona, Pennsylvania, made one of these custom sets sometime before 1920. During the 1930s, Roy Stryker earned fame as a photographer for the Farm Security Administration, documenting the hardscrabble lives of agricultural workers during the Great Depression. A decade earlier, he had learned about the landlord's game from Columbia economics professor Rexford Tugwell, who later became one of the architects of Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal. Stryker and his wife made their own version in the 1920s. When friends taught Philadelphian Charles Darrow a folk game called Monopoly on a hand-drawn board, he asked them to write down the game's rules. He soon drew and painted his own version on a round oilcloth board and produced paper property cards. He fashioned the houses and hotels from wood molding. This is the earliest Darrow handmade Monopoly.
It is 1933, and in Germantown, Philadelphia, Charles Darrow is about to see something that will change his life forever. Charles Darrow is invited over by friends of B.J. Stryker, to play a game that was more challenging than most games of the time. A light bulb went on. This is the very first Monopoly board.
Copying from the board that he saw and played on, Charles Darrow adds Atlantic City street names. He also adds the iconic Go square in the corner.
What Darrow did was to give the game board the look and feel that Monopoly has to this day. Parker Brothers bought the patent from McGee for $500 so that they could begin to manufacture Darrow's Monopoly without legal challenge. The deal involved redesigning and republishing the game in its current form.
Yes, in RM land, I feature Monopoly, specifically the Kansas City edition, but I also feature a whole lot more. Yes, come on up to the Wild Bunch and visit RM Land, where you will find Monopoly and a whole lot more.